plants, Iowa's rising cancer rates to environmental exposures like pesticides, nitrates, forever chemicals, radon. The report calls for stronger enforcement of pollution laws and more investment in monitoring. Are you open to increasing regulation or funding in those areas, or do you still favor voluntary
We're
approaches?
balancing that with I think it was the cancer report highlighted a decades-long study. This isn't a peer review that the Harkin Institute is referring to. This is an actually decades-long study that had a dedicated cohort of farmers and spouses and non-farmers, and looked at exactly that, the environmental impact that it had on our farmers and their spouse over decade, 10 years plus, and it actually found that they were lower in cancer rates than the cohort that were tied to the farm. So we have invested $1 million. We'll have more money coming in with some of the Healthy Hometown dollars that we got from the Health Transformation Fund. That will allow us, we've kind of completed phase 1, and remember that they said phase 1 showed that, based on science, and not a 10-year study, but they're putting cohorts together, and I think you participated in the report out that they did, that right now, first phase showed that 70% was behavioral risk. So it was tied to alcohol, smoking, obesity, 70% of the cancer rates were tied to that. Lung, I think, was an outlier. We're looking at radon, so we're focused on that. And then the second phase, they will look at environmental impacts too. Not a lot of data across the state so that they could, compare. So that's what they're trying to really tie down, is what do we use for variables in the study that they're doing, but they'll take that on next year. But in the meantime, I think if you're gonna talk about one study, you should also, in that same article, talk about the 10 years actually scientific study that had an actual cohort that compared non-farmers to farmers, and they actually had a lower cancer rate. I think it's important to show. Iowans both, I had a long conversation with my family this weekend regarding that, to just be sure and look at both reports when we're trying to make decisions on what it looks like going forward. But we are investing in it, we'll continue to invest in it, and then we'll make adjustments when we need to. Whatever that may be, I know we will see, whatever that will look like. That's why, especially, I think it's important that we do the radon, so that we are testing for it and